Bloom's expectancy theory is one of the classical theories of motivation, and it is really interesting also. Some students though find it difficult when they read it for the first time, but in this video I would be telling you the most easiest way to understand this theory. So what does this theory says? This theory says that motivation is basically dependent upon three factors. What are those three factors? Those three factors are expectancy, instrumentality and valence. So remember that motivation depends upon three factors as per Bloom's expectancy theory. Those three factors are expectancy, instrumentality and valence. Now what are these three factors? Let me explain this with an example and then you will be able to better understand this. Let us take an example of an RBI grade B aspirant who wants to get into RBI, right? This RBI grade B aspirant wants to get into RBI. So the first thought that would be coming into his mind is that, will I be able to perform if I study hard? If I study well, will I be able to perform? It means, will I be able to get good marks in the exam if I study well? This is basically expectancy. This is expectancy, that will my effort lead to performance? Here effort is being put into studying. Will that effort will yield results, whether I will be able to perform good in the written exam or not? That is my expectancy. Next is instrumentality. What is instrumentality? Instrumentality is that, will I get the job if I perform well? Here if your expectancy is high, that you believe that if you study well, you will be able to perform well in the written exam. But then the question might be coming in your mind that if I perform well, will I get the job? Various people get this question in their mind. For example, if somebody is having gap years, they will think so that even if I perform well in the written exam, they might give me low marks in the interview, right? If somebody is not having work experience, he also might think the same. So then here expectancy is high, you believe in your efforts, you believe that you can get good marks if you study well, but then this thought that even if I perform well, will I get the job? Here in terms of RBI grade B aspirant, this can be related to that, will I get good marks in the interview if I perform well in the written exam, right? So that is instrumentality, that whether my performance will lead to rewards or not, right? Expectancy is whether my effort will lead to performance. Instrumentality is whether my performance will lead to reward. Reward here is the job, that will I get the job if I perform well. Then the third factor is valence. The third factor is valence, that even if I get the job, does it really matter to me? Will I be not more happy in my family business? Then there are people like that. Will I not be earning more in my present private job? Will I not be earning more in my present banking job? Then you really start questioning about the logic, that whether what you want to achieve is that thing you want or not. That is called valence, that do I find the outcomes desirable or not? I hope you are able to understand these three parameters. This is the crux of this theory. Expectancy, whether my effort will lead to performance. Instrumentality, whether my performance will lead to rewards. And valence is whether I value those rewards, whether I really want those rewards or not. Let us try to understand this with one more example, a corporate example. Let us say Mr. Subbu is doing a job in an organization, right? Mr. Subbu is doing a job in an organization and his boss has asked to increase the sales of the product. That is to put in more effort and increase the sales of the product. Now Mr. Subbu, as per Bloom's expectancy theory, will again, his motivation will depend upon these three factors. His expectancy would be basically that if I put effort, whether I will be able to increase sales or not, right? So this will be his expectancy factor. If he believes that he can increase sales if he puts the effort, it means his expectancy is high. Then instrumentality, then he might be thinking that, okay, if I put the effort, I will be able to increase the sales, but whether increase in sales would be taken as some reward to me, right? That if I increase the sales, whether I will get a promotion or not, because in many organizations we know that even if you perform well, the appraisals are not done on your performance, rather I mean, there is a lot of bureaucratic process involved, and maybe there are a lot of other factors involved when appraisals are done. So those kind of thoughts might come into the mind of a corporate employee, where he would think that even if I perform well, whether that performance will lead to rewards. If he feels yes, the instrumentality will be high. If he doesn't feel so, the instrumentality would be low. Then the third factor that Mr. Subbu might be thinking is balance. That okay, if I work hard, I will be able to perform well. If I perform well, I am sure that company will promote me. But then he might think that, do I really need this promotion? After promotion, I have to go to head office in Mumbai. Will I be ready to relocate, or am I more happy in this small town living with my family? So these kind of questions will start coming, where he will start thinking about that whether he really want this reward, whether he really value this reward or not, right? So if all these three factors are high, the motivational force, as I told you, depends upon expectancy, instrumentality and valence. If all these three factors are high, the motivational force will be high. If all these three factors are low, the motivational force will be low. And otherwise, say if two factors are high, one factor is low, then also the motivational force tends to be low. Ideally, all these three factors need to be positive, need to be high for a good motivational force inside a person. Now, what are the implications of this theory? Now, implications means that how to apply this theory in a corporate world, or maybe individually by any aspirant. See, you need to increase the expectancy of your employee, right? So to increase the expectancy, that to make employee believe that his efforts will lead to performance, you need to train him well. You need to make sure that he has the requisite skills to achieve that task. So in a corporate world, a manager should always ensure that an employee has good set of skills, right? An employee has all the support so that he believes that his efforts will lead to performance, right? So this is about how to ensure that expectancy is high. Then what about instrumentality? Instrumentality is, will my performance lead to reward? So in an organization, there should be standard process defined where it is clear that if you achieve this, you will get this reward. There should not be any politics involved. There should not be any uncertainty involved that whether my performance will lead to rewards or not. Right? If there is a clear-cut process that if you perform this, you will get this, it means employees will have high instrumentality. Last is valence. How should managers ensure that employees have high valence? For that, they need to understand the needs of the employees. किसी को पैसा चाहिए, किसी को promotion चाहिए, किसी को शायद 3 दिन work from home ही चाहिए. So, if managers can understand the needs of the employees, they can ensure that the rewards that are being given to them are valuable to them. They have high valence for them. So, this is the implication of this theory, that how managers can ensure that all these three factors, expectancy, instrumentality and valence, are high in the employees. Let us do a quick practice question. Ram wants to be part of Indian cricket team one day. He is confident that if he practices hard, then he will be able to score good runs. He is confident about his basically expectancy that if he scores good runs, if he practices hard, he will be able to score good runs. His good performance will be noted by the selectors and he will be selected. But what he worries about is that when he travels to foreign countries for months, who will take care of his mother back home? Question is, as per V-Room's expectancy theory, which component of motivational force is lacking in Ram? So there are three factors as per motivational force: expectancy, instrumentality and valence. Here expectancy is high because he believes that if he practices hard, he will be able to score good runs. Instrumentality is also high. Instrumentality is whether my performance will lead to reward. Here he feels that if his performance is good, it would be noted by the selectors and he would be selected in the national team. So instrumentality is high, but valence is low because he is worried about that who will take care of his mother back home if he travels to foreign countries. It means he is not sure whether he really wants this, whether he wants to put his mother in such a situation. So valence is low. So here answer is option number A. Right guys? So thank you. I hope with this you are able to understand this theory very clearly, very crisply. and you can solve any objective question in the exam related to Vroom's expectancy theory. For more such videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for a free content, you can also join our Telegram channel. The link of Telegram channel is given in the description of this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Thank you.